Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It's evening in my time zone. Whatever time it might be where you are, welcome back to my live stream. My name is Jeff Fritz. Good night, says Brave Cobra there in the chat room. Today is January 29th, 2019. This is my second stream that we're running today. And Robert Tables is raiding with a party of 19. Thanks so much, Robert. We really appreciate that. Look at that. It's already January 30th. It's already tomorrow. In Europe, I bet it's tomorrow already in Australia as well. Thanks so much, Raiders, for joining us. We're going to write a little bit of code today. So cool to see you. Thanks so much for the raid. Kim Phil Potts. Yes, raid. Oh, my goodness. A Parathon. Look at that sub. Yeah, thanks so much. 10 months in a row. Oh, that's one of our longest subscribers. Thank you so much, Parathon. TC Edward. Thanks so much for the follow. I appreciate that. Much better time for you, says Latchland Gordon. Well, let me make sure I say hello to our friends there in the chat room today. Where do we go here? Let's see. Little Dan45, good evening. And Code Monkey, hello, hello. Is that Alan Nielsen? Hey, from Australia. Hey, thanks so much for joining us. I hope this time works better for you so that you can join and we can write some code together. Gumshoe Noir from Mesa. Hey, how's it going? It's going really good, and we're going to have a lot of fun today. We're going to get back into our Stream Deck projects here. I'll introduce that for some of our friends who haven't seen the stream, and then we'll dig in and see where some of the progress is and show folks where you can jump in and contribute, if that's something you're interested in, of course. Hugo's back for more Guten Tag. Yes, once more. Dutch Nicolas. LOL. All right. Kim Philpotts and Frackberg. Hello, hello. Raid again. Oh, yeah, yeah. Absolutely. Love the raids. Stelzy, hello. Twitch Loft is back. Off Zero Bobby, back for a second helping, as it were. Death Packs, hey there. This is a good time at 10 a.m. there for you in Australia. All right, that's great. I'm glad I can help you out with that. Got some hat green screen conflict going on. This one doesn't have any green. We might have a little bleed over when I lean back there because I have green lights on the floor that shine up at my green screen. Yes, this is my live share hat. We made a couple of live share hats for Build last year. And I make hats for several of the events that I produce. Build was one of those. So I hung on to one of these and we gave a bunch of them away. Hey, Darren, welcome. Good to see you. Let's get some music playing here in the background before we get too much further. Yeah, so I'm going to open up Visual Studio Live Share, and we'll share out the code we're working on so that you can connect in and watch live on your version of Visual Studio, whether it's Visual Studio or Visual Studio Code, wherever you might be. So let's see. Let's get some music playing here in the background. This is Music to Code by, of course, by our friend Mr. Carl Franklin. And today I'm going to go with Purple. This is music that's scientifically engineered. It's designed to get you in the groove, to get you in the flow. There we go. And it should help those other things that you're thinking about, that you're worried about, kind of fall by the wayside and get you focused on coding, homework, household chores. I can't tell you how many times I listen to this while I'm doing dishes. Ugh. Thank you so much, Carl. We really appreciate you letting us listen to your music while we're writing code together, pair programming, live on stream. If you like the music and you want to get your own copy, head on out to mtcb.pwop.com, or you can get the app and get a subscription. You get 3 songs free just for downloading the app if you go to musictoflowby.com. Does this student loan debt bring me joy? Oh, Twitch Loft, you're hinting at the next goal we have here. So yes, we did a rainbow beard last week. I dyed my beard rainbow. We had a great stream with our friend Allison Buchholz talking about Visual Studio 2019 and some of the new features there. And so I had blue, I had orange, and I had purple, right? All the colors of all the Visual Studios. And we had a lot of fun last week, and I washed it out Sunday night. And we've set another goal. If we can do 7,000 before May, I will dye the beard again rainbow colored but this time for Microsoft Build. So at 7,000 followers, I don't know about the eyebrows. The eyebrows are a little much, okay? Don't get pushy here, Twitch Loft. But we'll do the beard again, rainbow, and we'll wear it. There is still a hint of orange. No, that's just me. That's dinner hanging around there. No, I don't know. It's not orange. Trust me. Rainbow colored lenses. Now cut that out. What? Come on.
Wait. Let me explain something to you.
I can only get away with so much from Mrs. C Sharp Fritz. Okay, and if I'm going to do this at Build, I'm going to have marketing people that are going to be like, "What the heck did you do to your face?" All right, work with me here. All right. Because if I do go to Build and I have everything dyed,
People know me.
and then I'm gonna have to explain it to them. Say you were abducted by aliens. Well, as is, I mean, I'm gonna have to deal with and explain to him that yes, I have the rainbow beard again. Make it a Microsoft trend then, a rainbow colored hat. So you've seen me with I have the C Sharp logo hat. The Super C Sharp hat. Our friend and .NET good guy, .NET good guy, Scott Hunter. I gave him a one of those hats. There's only 2 of them in the world, custom made. I gave him one of those, and he wore it for a recording that they did today. A bunch of videos they're recording about .NET Core 3, and I know a lot of folks are interested in those hats. I'm trying to find. There's a great picture that was drawn by our friend. There he is, the Reverend Geek, and amazing. You can see the little avatar in the corner of my stream. Just a tremendous rendering caricature of me. Really, really neat. Where do you get custom hats made in quantities of 2 to 5? So that's what I need to do. I need to figure out where I can source those, because it's embroidered. It's not painted. It's not stenciled. It's actually stitched in there. So I need to figure that out. We will figure that out, though. And we'll figure out the beard, too. Figure that out. So, but we will get more hats made. I usually just get a one-off. I have a logo that's designed, and I have it turned into, there's a special format, file format, that you put images in that works for an embroidery machine. And the local shopping mall has a custom shop there, and I get it stitched on a hat. The hat's like $10-15, and it's another $5-10 for the logo. And the logos look really nice on the hat. So I'm really impressed. Quiltoni probably knows the file format. I don't know if she does. I do know that our friends on the crafting community, Imperial Girl and Fierce Kittens actually designed the C Sharp, the Super C Sharp logo. She took that from PNG format and put it into the embroidery format, and then you have to do a little bit of the designing in there so the stitching goes appropriately from one section to the next. So it takes just a little bit of work. It isn't just like how we do with images. You open in Paint or whatever, save as, and it just outputs from PNG to JPEG. It's a little bit different. You have to actually tell it, here's how to stitch the things. Can Quiltoni do those hats? I don't think she can. Imperial Girl, I know, has the equipment for it. And Misty's in Colorado. So not exactly on my way anywhere. But yeah, we might be able to do a little something with some of those folks in the future. And Fierce Kittens doesn't have the attachment to print on hats to do the embroidery. Thank you for... That's not Imperial Girl. Imperial Girl is 2 R's in girl. And I don't think she's broadcasting right now. Yeah, Imperial, GRRL is Imperial Girl. Okay, so I wanted to talk about the Stream Deck, and I wanted to talk about the next steps that we've been going through with building this. Man, Robert Tables has picked up on that heck that Chef Brent says a lot. Hey, Fabio's back. Oh my gosh, it's late there. Woo, woo. Thanks for joining us. So we've been working on the Stream Deck, and that's going to be the topic that we're going to go after tonight. Is we're going to do some work on the Stream Deck to customize and build. I want to build an actual plugin here. We've been writing a library to make it easy to work with the Stream Deck. I think we've got enough of the pieces in place now that we can actually build our first plugin. We're going to build our first button that you can use on the device. Now, where is it? This is what the Stream Deck app looks like when it's running, and there's the GitHub for our repository behind it. Let me run over and let's get a little bit closer here. That's better. Hello. I'm down here in the corner. It's me. Hello. All right. So this is what the app looks like that controls the Stream Deck. The Stream Deck has 15 programmable buttons on it that you can put whatever logo, whatever image or text that you want on each one of those buttons. And the buttons actually are hierarchical. You can create folders like you see here, such that I can touch one of the buttons and it drills down into it and you get this go back button in the top. So effectively you've got an infinite number of buttons. So this is what the whole toolkit is all about. Yes. So we're building custom plugins, right? There's an ability. Let me back up. When Elgato and Corsair, the company that now owns Elgato, built the Stream Deck, you could have a series of buttons that do all kinds of things to control mixer, OBS, play audio, like some of these things that you see here, right? Here's all my sound effects here.
You can do it!
I'm going to do it. Better well watch me. Right, I can control Streamlabs, run apps and send hotkeys, write text on my applications. Do all kinds of things with Twitch, right? I can automatically drop messages in the chat if I wanted to. All kinds of neat things that I can do. And I string some of these things together to make the Stream Deck a little bit more effective. If you check my blog, I have a blog post that talks about how I configure some of the more advanced things that I do with the Stream Deck. But with the 4.0 release of the software, and they released this at CES here in January, you can now write custom plugins to do custom things. So there's one that I have here that will report the current CPU level. And this is a C++ written plugin. It's an executable that runs on my machine, and it just monitors and once a minute reports back, here's the current CPU usage percentage, and it paints that text on this button. It's an easy idea, but what it's doing is it's using a WebSocket to communicate back and forth between this application, which mirrors these images down to the actual physical device, right? So check it out here. Let me show you. I'm actually going to, I'm going to put these side by side. Let me do this. I'm going to go here. So there's the physical device, right? Let me see if I can get it past the light. There you go. And you can see the same thing is shown on my screen in the top corner. So we've got this ability to make things appear in that application, and it appears on the device. And then when I touch the button that corresponds to one of these things on the hardware, it'll trigger whatever thing in my application. It sends a WebSocket message. Yep, Imperial GRRL. There you go. That's her. Now, yeah, thank you, Brave Cobra. So we can listen for that WebSocket message that says the button was pressed and that it was released. So you can also do things like trigger this event for as long as the button is pressed down. So here's a good example of that. Under my voice change, so these are all my settings for my voice change. I can change my voice on the fly. I don't have that microphone put on me. I took it off earlier today and I completely forgot I don't have it on me. Ah! You see an air horn button coming in your future? Absolutely, why not? Hang on, let me put the other microphone. I use 2 microphones for this, so I can completely isolate my microphone.
So now I'm Darth Vader. I'm doing the voice modulated thing.
But I have to turn on these two things, right? I have to turn on that I'm broadcasting, and I have to turn on the voice modulator. But there's this one here that's push to talk. So the whole time that I have it held down, it modulates. So now it sounds like I'm, you know, got a deep voice and whatever. And now I'm back to Jeff. So flexibility, right? That's like, because I'm holding it down and then release, and then these are my various sound effects that I can tune into, right?
So now I'm auto-tuned. Okay, that's lame.
So you get the point. You hear the bleeps in between, yeah, when I turn it on and off. So, but these are some of the things that you can do with this, right? Now, we've got folks that are working on all kinds of different things, and they're coordinating over on our Discord, and I'm thrilled to see that. But there's room for us to do even more. There's room for us to actually start building things with this. If you go out to GitHub, this is our repository where we're doing most of the work. This is the toolkit repository. So we have a toolkit that's composed of a template that you'll be able to say .NET New Stream Deck plugin, and you'll get all the base files that you need to build one of these buttons that you see here. And there's also the source that has our .NET standard library. So we can write this with this library and target Windows, Mac, or Linux, or even Xamarin if you wanted to. We need a ship it button. Oh, yeah, sure. And then I have another project here called the sample plugin, and this is the canonical example of how to use our .NET standard library. So everything that we want to do as part of a plugin, an action, or as a button in here, we can test in this project first, and once it works here and we have it ironed out and we figure out the level of abstraction, we can promote it over to the template so it's now available for everybody to use. And then we've also got this unit testing project that we'll build out with unit tests to make sure that our library works and that it adheres to the protocol and the interactions that Elgato has set forth with the device. So there you go. There's the quick tour of what it is that we've been building, what we have built, and a little bit of where we're going. The last thing that I want to show you is a project that that our friend Carrie Payette started working on, the Coding Bandit, and I believe Robert Tables was taking a look at a little bit, called the Stream Deck Emulator. So when you're working with a plugin, it's nice to be able to press the buttons here on the device and actually see what it does. But if you don't have a device, or if we want to do integration testing, you need a way to trigger that message that's sent across the WebSocket when a button is pressed that says, do this thing, and then inspect what comes out of the plugin at that point. That's what this is. This is a Node application, runs with all JavaScript, that will simulate those button presses and the messages, importantly, that go back and forth across that WebSocket. So you get that protocol interaction that's already defined. So this adheres to all of those things. He's on it. Look at that. So there's a lot that we're going to be able to do here so that when you're writing a plugin, you want to do integration testing when you're done and make sure that everything works properly. So that's what this will do, is it'll allow you to get to that integration testing point, right? And this will work whether you're writing your plugin with my library or with C++ or HTML. It'll work with whatever technology you want to build your plugin with. So that's very, very cool. Hey, Denerd, welcome. Good afternoon. One that hooks in Azure Deploy pipelines on the final production gate. Now that's a cool idea. That's a really cool idea, Brave Cobra. Yeah. So when you look at what the Stream Deck does, what some of these features are, and I've been kind of using my music area here to kind of tinker with some things. Anyways, not that guy. So these are some samples. This is for the Stream Labs widgets to mute them. I'm not really concerned about that one right now. I was more seeing if it would actually work, that kind of thing. But We can tinker, we can see how these things work. It's a place where I've got a bunch of empty spaces here that we can see what works and what doesn't work. So I'm going to get rid of this one. I'm going to get rid of, let's get rid of that one. And that's the sample one that our sample plugin we've been building. So let's take a couple steps here and see what we can do with writing a brand new plugin, one that's going to be part of a suite of developer tools and actions that I want to build for the Stream Deck. Now, some folks have already built some actions, some buttons that will show you not just CPU percentage here, but like GPU percentage, memory usage, all those things that you might want to see out of your task manager performance. There's all of these statistics that you see down the side here you can put on buttons, and somebody built that plugin, and it's really neat. That's not what I want to do. I want to start with a button that we can configure to run our .NET tests. I want it to execute .NET test, and then based on the output of that, either put a big green check mark or put a red X to show me that it's currently succeeding on its tests or it's failing on its tests, and how many are succeeding and how many are failing and how many are skipped. So put 3 elements of text on there as well as a nice big colorful logo so that I can tell with a green check or a red X the state of it. What do you think, chat room? Can you help me out with that? Do you think we can work together and make something here? And that's just the first one of these that I want to build to make the Stream Deck really into a developer's auxiliary dashboard. And one of the items that I was actually looking at, Brave Cobra's he's already spilled the beans here, a ship it button, so that I can see my tests and then push the button that says ship it and release and push out to wherever. Off Zero Bobby says, let's do it. Fantastic. Now, some of our friends have been submitting some pull requests into our project here. So I have 4 pull requests here that I want to take a quick look at and merge or accept before we move forward and start writing some of the code for our new plugin. NSO 1995, thank you very much for the follow. I appreciate you joining us on our nighttime stream here. All right, let's take a look-see here. GitHub.com, topics, stream dash deck. So a DAD, a developer auxiliary dashboard. Hadn't quite thought of it like that, but I think we can work with that. So let's see, if I click through on Brave Cobra's link there. So these are all the folks that are working on Stream Deck things. Now, some of these aren't necessarily fully approved, right? Java implementation, that's pretty cool. Easily integrate Stream Deck into your IFTTT setup and control smart home devices. That's pretty cool. Button deck windows, open source software replacement, tabletop soundboard, yeah, right? Into your Zapier. Really neat stuff that you can integrate because it's such a flexible device that you can customize for whatever it is that you may need to accomplish. But I do want this, I want to turn this into a developer auxiliary dashboard, yeah. And we're gonna do it live, just like Bill says. All right, so Hugo has an update to our issue templates. Create initial issue and feature templates. And Brady likes the looks of these. I'm going to take a quick look-see here. So there's what a bug report looks like. Describe the bug to reproduce. That's fine. Sample code, steps to reproduce the behavior. Yeah, these look fine. Feature requests, suggest an idea for this project. Sure, that's fine. I'm going to merge this. So this will give us, yeah, this will give us a nice way to get some contributions, get folks telling us exactly the things that we're missing or that we need to grow. So thanks for the templates. Much appreciated. All right. And each time that I receive a pull request and then we accept it, we automatically update the ticker that you see at the top of the screen. That's showing you all the folks that have contributed to the projects that we work on here on stream. And I really like it. Can we add that topic to our repository? It should be here. You know what? I don't have Stream Dash Deck. That's fine. I can add that one. There we go. And now it's in the mix. Hey, Midnicorn. Good evening. Okay. Let's see what other pull requests I have here. We're going to want to bring that down. Documentation, update, template, packaging, contents. Let's see what else. So this is Hugo again. That's fine. That's not a problem. More contributions equals more gooder. Code Phobia. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate you joining us. Start a first pass at creating a README for the consumer of the template. So when somebody says .NET New Stream Deck plugin, they're going to get a thing, and we should have a README with it that tells folks, here's how to use this. The images for both the sample plugin as well as the template were moved to a separate child images directory to showcase some best practices to consumers. Okay. And there's a bunch of changes in this. Let's just take a quick look-see. It does merge properly. Let's look at the files changed. So our new spec, templates for creating a plugin for the Elgato Corsair Stream Deck. Yep. Project URL. And we changed it so it's now the appropriate URLs. Good catch. Good catch. Here's the README for inside the template. Nice. Within the directory from which you are reading this file, few necessary files. Okay. Not a bad start. Wow. Good writing here. I'm not going to dig in too far on this. This is great stuff. Okay. So then we moved some of the files around so they're in an images folder. So you need to give it, you need to tell the device, here's the images for the button. So to put them in their own images folder makes perfect sense. Makes it a little bit cleaner when you're working in the project. There's a manifest that goes along with it that describes where those things are. Runtime identifier, that looks like a spacing change. That's fine. Images, references, okay. Moved files. Manifest JSON, that looks like a spacing issue. Yes. Okay. Looks really good, Hugo. Good stuff. So I will merge. Get that all in the mix. Right. Great update. Thank you very much for the contribution. All right. And then I'm going to merge that up so that it goes into our master branch. And then that will actually publish new versions out to our out to the NuGet repository for both the .NET standard library that can be used and
at the Huggadall, at the Huggadall, at the Huggadall, at the Huggadall.
Not quite Streamlabs Hugo doll, but thank you for that kind cheer, Auth0 Bobby. We'll get that into the next block of code that we write here. Let me just take a quick note to make sure that I catch that. Yeah, all right. But yeah, absolutely. Great work, Hugo. I'm not sure about this one. I'm not gonna dig in and discuss these two just yet. I'm gonna force a refresh on that GitHub. Let me wait. Wait a sec. Pull this back down from master into dev. Yeah, I knew it. I want to go the other way. I need a new pull request. I want to go from dev into master. Cannot automatically merge. Of course it can't. Lots and lots of updates. Okay. Lots of files changed. Create the pull request. Releasing updates to template and yeah, and library. Sure. Sounds good. Push that out. Look at all the things. Now, I've got a couple of collisions, and it's in our deployment scripts. And these are all in the sample plugin. They shouldn't be too bad to resolve the conflict on. And it should be in Win64. So I'm going to get rid of that. One down. Next. We want the new one coming in from dev. Good. So that's the same script, but for the Mac. And then for the CSproj file, oh yeah, this is a spacing issue. You turkey. I want the new one coming in. Yeah. Yeah, I want the dev version. And we want to nuke what's in master. That's not right. Where'd it go? Ooh, that's really not right. Now I've done it. This GitHub editor is a little, finicky. Is that the word I'm looking for? Finicky? Alright. Now it won't let me mark it as resolved. Is there something else? Oh, look at that. There's another one. I want the dev one. Yep, we want the one with the images in the path. So dev... Yeah, dev had the one with the images in the path, which is... right, that. Okay. Heads up, this will update. Yeah, I know. Thanks. Persnickety. It is. It's quite persnickety. All right. It's going to do a build here. So I have it running a build on Azure DevOps. It's going to build. It's going to run. We've only got 1 or 2 unit tests out there. That's okay for now. We'll get there. We'll improve it. We'll make it better. We'll... Yeah. If I just commit it now...
Wait, Master. It might be dangerous.
It might be dangerous. I'm going to wait and make sure I get a green light here that it did build properly and that all my CSproj files built properly. Because it could be tricky. How's it going out there, chat room? What do you think? Am I on the right path here trying to build a developer dashboard, a developer assistant dashboard? The DAD for this. Developer auxiliary dashboard. Yeah. Augmented reality dashboard. No, that's too much. Make it more betterer. Okay, we will. I want to know why this is taking so long. What are you doing out there, dev? Huh? .NET test with 1 warning. What's the warning? How can there be a warning? No test results were found. That's weird. But sure looks like it finished properly. So, do it. There's nothing to comment. All right. So we just merged it into master, which means that when it gets to master, right? So I should be able to compare and pull back. Yeah. And releasing updates, yes. That has merged to dev and merged to master and release now buttons. I agree. That would be a great way to do that. So now I'm going to merge back. I know it works. Just do it. So we get the same thing in both locations, both in master and in dev. Talk to me, Gooseman is here. Hello, hello. Look at this. I'm sneaking into the evenings there. So folks on the West Coast can see me. Look at me now. Let's see. Who are those? Admiral Baru and Sneaky. All right. And the developer assistant auxiliary dashboard should only have punny jokes. Maybe. The goose is loose. Here he is. Check it out. So this, there we go. It's going to release updates to the template and the library. Nice. All right. It's evening and...
I drink and I know things.
I do. Oh, come on. What the heck is this? Get fetch failed. What do you mean get fetch failed? Do it again. Please? Branch, no. I want to go against master. There it goes. When it runs against the master branch, even though it says dev, I told it to go against master. I told it master, didn't I? Didn't I tell it master? I thought I told it master. Doesn't it say master?
And then?
It should release out to NuGet.
And then?
We'll be able to build and use the brand new versions of things that all of our friends contributed to over the past day or two.
And then?
We'll have our unit testing button on the Stream Deck.
And then?
I'll run the unit testing button against the Stream Deck toolkit itself.
And then?
Everything will be fine.
And then?
No more and then. We're done with the and then, okay? Oh my gosh. I can't stand that lady. So it looks like it should release updates to template and library over here. No, that's my commit. Okay. So build pipeline running. Here it is, running the test. And it didn't find any tests. That's weird. That's really weird. All right. And
then?
Where is it? Pack the template.
And then?
Pack the other standard library.
And then?
Release it. Right, here it goes. Publishing.
And then?
We'll find it out there on NuGet, and everybody will be happy. Come on. Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Throw me a frickin' bone here.
I'm waiting.
Bueller. 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 Bueller.
Ultramarket is
Bueller.
okay already. It's a pretty cool device, and hopefully you'll see that we're going to do some neat things with it. Was that from Austin Powers? A little bit ago it was, yes. That was, last one was Ben Stein from Ferris Bueller's Day Off. So, sure looks like it's done. There we go. All right, so now we've got our template and our library is sitting out there on NuGet. So now we should be able to run things. We should be able to start a brand new project using our template. So there's actually some instructions here about how to install and get the template. So we can install from the file system or from NuGet. We can say install package, Stream Deck, plug-in template, and it'll make it available. And then it was from Dude Where's My Car? That's right, Codephobia. Yep. Still debating on buying a Stream Deck or building your own. You can build your own. It's right. I mean, there are ways to do what it is doing, and you're welcome to do that. For the convenience of having 15 extra buttons, or 6 if you get the mini, just sitting right here ready for me to reach out and punch it instead of having to change apps and do all that stuff. This is pretty easy to do. I've also heard of folks that put buttons on a web page and there's like OBS remote you can use. And then use your iPad or your phone or some other tablet to be able to touch and launch those things. That's nice when you have a touch screen that does that. But the convenience of having tactile buttons that I can customize the images on, it's really nice. And as developer, as tech folk, I love my gadgets and toys. So this is really, really cool. And I mean, you should be aware.
It's illegal in 9 countries.
It's illegal in 9 countries, but it's just fine in the States, Canada, Mexico, Australia, But don't try and get it if you're in like Iraq. You might not be able to get it there. No, I don't know. If you can afford both, try both. 15 is the way to go. I wonder if a wireless Stream Deck is in the works, says Gumshoe Noir. That sounds really interesting. My only concern with wireless is that there's a lot of power that this thing draws when you plug it into USB. Like, I've run into problems where I plug it into my laptop and it pulls too much power. So I end up plugging it into the docking station that I take with me with my laptop so that I can be sure it gets enough juice for us to be able to use when I'm on the road. Let me run out to a command line here. And I'm going to start a new project so we can build this they call it an action. Each one of these things that you see on the side here, these are actions, okay? And you have multiple actions as part of a single plugin. So we're going to build an action that does our unit testing. Can use your old Nokia wireless charging from my Windows phone, the micro USB. I can see the 6 having a use case for the IRL backpack rigs. Yes, sure. You know, 6 is nice and small. You could fit it in one hand. Absolutely. But if you just have it on your desk, you want the buttons. You need the buttons. If you don't get the buttons,
You're about to get a serious beatdown.
And just don't give in. Just do it. Rainbow Beard for build. What's the date for the deadline? Let's talk May 1st, Codeman. I think that's going to be a good time to draw a line. I'm going to .NET add package. See if we can get a new plugin template. No. It's a .NET new like install. I thought it was. Yeah, .NET new I is what we want. .NET new I, and then Stream Deck plugin template, and it should go find that and install it for us. There it is. And now, there you go. We can build a Stream Deck plugin from the command line. We can just template that thing off. So let's do it. .NET new Stream Deck plugin, and I'm going to call this. I like that developer auxiliary dashboard. Developer. That's way too long though. Let's call this Stream Deck dashboard. And I need to put a -O in front of that. So it builds that folder for me. And, oh no. Unable to find package with that version. Found 13 versions in NuGet.org. Oh no. Alright, so it didn't restore the correct version of it. But we can go get it, and we now know something we need to fix. So I'm going to go into Fritz Stream Deck dashboard. And there's everything I need in order to build this. It's not in the images folder where I expected it to be, but that's okay. We can grow off of this. The package JSON version was off when I did this before. Yeah, it feels like it's slightly off. This is pretty nice. Cast the stream to the TV and you can still chat from your phone. I do that a lot, Codeman Codes. So let me do this. Let me open Visual Studio 2019. So I'm starting to use Visual Studio 2019. This is the preview version of Visual Studio and Preview 2 was just released late last week, actually. So now why didn't it find Fritz.Stream Deck dashboard? That's it. So you can start using this free. It's easy for anybody to test, tinker with, play with. Always sad when I don't see a VB and or F# option in a template. We just haven't gotten there yet. Did I pull source after the merges? No, I'm pulling from the production location. So it sure looks like some things are slightly off here. But we'll make note of it and we'll improve it. So here's all the things we need in order to get started. And yeah, Stream Deck lib, that's the wrong version. I'm going to say 0.* so I get the latest version, because we're still in kind of a preview release. And I think it just restored properly. I'm going to try building and see what happens. It did something. Let's look in Solution Explorer. Build failed. New expression. All right, so we've got some things that didn't template out right. Now, I didn't give it a name properly, actually, when we started building this. So it's called just My Plugin right now. Okay. There should be some things slightly off in here. There we go. New My Plugin. That's not right. I thought we had that fixed. And initialize. Right, this should take, coming out of the library, command line args, factory, proxy. So we have 1, 2. We should have 2 arguments we're passing in here. And instead we've got way too much being passed in. Should be the collection of the command line arguments. This is off. I want to. We're way off from the current state of things. All right. I'm gonna dock this down below. Actually, let's. Okay. So our template needs updating here. It's not up to speed with what's in the sample. Not terrible. I happen to have the sample code here on disk anyway. Let's go over there. I'm going to open it up in Explorer. All right, so here's program. Let's open this using Notepad. Let's grab the stuff out of it we need. I should be able to just grab all of this from here, straight down. Right? Yeah. So let's go from here all the way down to there, paste it right back in. Hey, Gareth. Hello, hello. Why are you sad about VB and F sharp? VB is a popular language. Yeah. Do I look crisper tonight? I'm pushing at 1080p and 60 frames per second. So we didn't do too much on the around Roslyn. It wasn't like Roslyn specific and doing a bunch of Roslyn things. We did a couple things. Nothing that I would say, oh, you completely missed. What are you thinking? Nah. We didn't get crazy with it. We did enough to be dangerous. So now this is going to be my plugin, not my sample plugin. We'll eventually rename that. But I've got 2 errors I can see right here. One is, well, these are actually both from Serilog for our logging, so we can see what's going on. And Serilog restored properly. So why am I not getting... Yeah. Your connection can't handle it. Oh, no. Yeah, I've only got 1080p right now. It's not scaling down. Sorry about that. Let me see here. So, why am I not getting... I should have these Serilog entries up top here. We're going to clean that up? You gonna go away there on me, friend? No. Of course not. What am I missing in my package references? Serolog extensions logging Serolog syncs file. Let's make sure I have both of those. I'm looking for edit. There it is. Yeah, they're all there. Is using the equivalent of import in Python? Yes, it is. That's right, Gator. Gosh, and a bunch of folks jumped on that. Serolog settings configuration. Oh, it didn't like that. And it thinks I'm missing a reference. Let me see if I do a rebuild. All right, so we're missing a using statement there. Good. What else am I missing? Configuration builder. So this one, Serolog settings configuration. I thought I had. Oh, I didn't. Is that missing from the project file? So we've got a couple things to clean up. Yep, it's not in here. So if I save that, restoring packages, that lights up. Go away, come on. Add JSON file. Come on, why don't you like that? I was just taking a couple beginner courses on Pluralsight. To JD Gaming. Who did I miss? JD Gaming. Oh, hello, I might be getting my first dev job. Oh my gosh, how did I miss that? However, I don't have any experience with ASP. It seemed to be okay with me learning through the job. I'm more used to WordPress, some light PHP, and CSS. It's not too hard. It's not. I don't think it's too hard to pick up. There's some things that you're gonna have to learn about it. I have a full day workshop video available out on YouTube. You can check out if you know enough. If you know a little bit about C#, you might know and figure your way out through it. Yeah. Yeah, I'm missing some of my dependencies is what's going on here. Do I have the settings sync NuGet for Serolog? I do. Let me go back into the project file. Right, there it is. Serolog settings sync. What am I missing? Extensions configuration JSON. I know that's what it is. There it goes. All right. So now everything should build properly. Right? You run into the same thing if you're working on Python, you're working on PHP, or you're working on Node.js. You need to reference all of your packages, make sure they're all on board and configured properly before it will build successfully. All right. Let's get back into this then. So I've got my project built. I should now, before the music continues through again, I'm going to stop it so that I have it running on a different app, because we're going to start and restop the device a couple times here. Yep, just this one. There we go. Cool. All right, let's get to it now. I'm going to go over here to my plugin, and this first one that I'm going to build. You're going to take a few on the Microsoft Virtual Academy. JD Gaming, you have about just a few more days until they're taken down. And true story, the Microsoft ASP.NET Core courses on Microsoft Virtual Academy are written by and star me. So it builds in debug mode by default, correct? Yes, it does. So when you build in release mode, some of those things won't actually run. If only there was a Visual Studio plugin to play music during the build. Ah, we have one of those fossils. We do. We do. And we wrote it here. So I'm going to start off renaming this, and we'll drop in Auth Zero Bobby's cheer in just a second. So let's rename this. This is going to be my unit test plugin. So that's what I'm going to call this. And it didn't rename the file. Well, that's sad. There we go. Now, what I want to do... Yeah, all the images are in the root folder, right? If I take a look at manifest here, I don't think I got the latest copy of this. Right? This is unit test plugin is the name of this first action. I'm just going to call this, let's call this .NET Core unit test. Yeah. And the UUID, right, they suggest you name it something like this. I'm going to call com C# Fritz plugin unit test. Code path win is Fritz Stream Deck dashboard. That's good. Description: a collection of actions that will make .NET developers more productive. Cool. Name, and we're going to call this developer auxiliary. Is that right? Auxiliary dashboard. Is that? Do I have that spelling right? Chat room, can you confirm? Did I spell auxiliary right, or is there one L? I think there's only one L. Isn't it? Are there any reactive UI videos on Microsoft Virtual Academy? I think so. But start on Core if you're going to do .NET stuff. Yes. If you're doing, yeah. Get a lot of pushback because third-party libraries not having been migrated to Core yet. That's okay because Core will do its best to consume a .NET Framework library. 1L. Thank you. Okay, URL. We'll figure out the URL later. Plugin icon. That's fine. That's this over here. Version. I'm going to change this and knock it down to version 0.2. And that's fine. All right. So that's our manifest. This defines all the things about our plugin that we need to know. Where did my... we don't need you. And what's this? We don't need you either. Fantastic. All right. Spellcheck likes it. Good. Last time I mentioned reactive UI, I scratched my beard and said something like, that's an interesting idea. Guess I'll have to push back a little bit harder. You should be able to, depending on the library, you should be able to use it with .NET Core. Should. Depends on what it is. If it's doing some native things on Windows, it won't necessarily work on .NET Core. There's a Windows, what's it called? It's not it's like the Windows pack that you can put in with your .NET Core project that will enhance and make some of those things light up. Things like getting to the registry or accessing system.drawing. But you can get it work. What would you suggest to get courses since MVA is going down? I'm working on that JD Gaming, and I'll have an answer within the next week. That's literally something that I'm doing as part of my job, is figuring out where to put that. Xamarin.forums, all the things. Yeah, that's not a bad idea either. If it's a new project consuming your older libraries that aren't compliant with .NET Standard, it might work. .NET Core will attempt to use it. Run a quick proof of concept just to make sure. Looking to help out with the Mac side of things. Fantastic. Went to upgrade laptops over the weekend and couldn't put the Yoga C930 down. That's a nice laptop. That's a nice machine there, Codeman. All right. So I don't want this running in multi-actions. Multi-actions are a way for you to trigger several different things at once. I don't want this running as part of multiple actions. Monitor, run and monitor unit tests for a project. All right. So I have my unit test plugin, and I can start to override methods here like on key up, on key down. There's a whole bunch of them here that we can start to interact with. So I want to look, let me look back at this. So its image is action default image. That's not bad. It's not terrible, but it's not bad. Microsoft Virtual Academy is going away, but we're looking for a new place to land the content. It's hard to find channels that actually code. Glad I found this one. Oh, thank you, Board M. Does anyone know if that Barnacles is really a developer? He is. I actually was just talking to him on Twitter right before we started. He only has 2 repositories on GitHub. Yes. Look at this nerd. Oh my gosh. Stop the press. Ellie Face is here.
Shame.
No. No. No.
Shame.
No. Not her. No. Yeah, that's Ellie Face. Okay. Fine.
Throw me a frickin' bone here.
All right, let's move on. Let's get back into this, okay? I've gone crazy enough. But Barnacles does a lot of code. He's a great tech reviewer, really knows his stuff. Check out what he's doing. He doesn't write code live, but he knows his stuff. The way you said fantastic hit my heartstrings. Yeah, I have to keep Visual Studio on the Mac and help on the Mac side. That'd be great. I want to make sure that folks see that developers come in all shapes and sizes, use all types of technologies, and are from all parts of the world. Let's all contribute. Let's work together, learn together. And that's why I wanted to do an evening stream like this. I've already heard from some folks in chat, and I'm thrilled that you're here, tuning in from Sydney and from the west coast of the United States. I wanted to make sure that this content was available for you to interact with live right here. All right, so I've got a default image here for my button. I think that's okay to start. Let me also add. So I've got some ideas about this unit test. I've got some ideas. I want to make sure that I recognize Auth0 Bobby for his cheer earlier. So we have these. We do this thing here that we call cheer graffiti. I want to add this into this file to recognize Auth0 Bobby. So I'm going to write cheer 100 Auth0 Bobby, and then today's date is January 29, 2019. See what I did there, Auth0 Bobby? From this morning's stream, we were working on some code to collect these and report on them. So there we go. We'll leave that in there so that we remember that Auth0 Bobby helped out. He helped support the development that we're working on here today. Not every developer has public repositories on GitHub. Yes, I agree with that. Let's throw some code at this bad boy. I like the sound of that.
It can be done exactly how I want it.
It will.
The only question is, are you the man to do it?
Yes, I am. Please open a folder or project to share. I did.
Do it now. Live sharing now. What's your problem? Come on now.
No, of course not. I don't get it. Why doesn't that thing work? Let's go extensions and updates. Let's see. Is there something I'm missing here? It is alpha, but it should be working. Yeah, there's an update. I gotta update the thing. Now it's gonna want me to restart. And then I want to make sure I share this out. Not every developer considers having a web presence important. Fritz is obviously an exception. Thank you. Thank you. Haha, that's me. All right, so let's restart this. Yes, save that. Save that chalupa. That's fine. Do the thing. Let's go. V6 installer. Yeah. Do it. Do it. Do it now. Yeah, we're installing the things live. Where'd my screen? Thank you. Tech reviewer is also kind of scary term to hear attached to a content creator. Well, so there's creating, and then there's also reviewing, right? So there are folks out there that are going to review things like what Apple's building or Google is making, and they're going to build and create their own things as well. So to each of their own. That double space is going to make the Rosalind parsing project angry. No, it's not. Not at all. It's going to be just fine.
Wow.
This is taking a really long time to build. Come on, I'm getting crazy here. Let's go. I'm pretty curious how you're going to shell out and run the restore, build and test runs, and capture results. We have ways to do that. Let's go.
Today, come on, I'm phoning this in here. What's the problem?
You're overreacting again. Cut it out.
You're like a little kid. What the heck?
All right, let's do this. That's way more samples than 15 buttons. Yeah, it is. So I navigate around them. All right, reopen. Back into the breach. Here we go.
I've fallen down a hole. Wrong one.
That hole. That hole. That hole. That hole.
All right, here we go. There we go. Your plugin code goes here. All right. So now let's try live share. Do the live share. Do the live share. Come on. Do the thing. Spin. Please complete the sign in over here. This time I'll sign in with GitHub because I feel like something different. All right. And yes, do all the things. Let it through. Firewall, firewall, firewall. Progress bars. Lots and lots of progress bars. Absolutely. And here we go. Invitation link. We're going to make that read only. And I should make sure. Where is it? Live share. I should have checked this ahead of time. No. Debug session join behavior. I'm going to leave that off. Share web app on debug. It's not a web app. Flags visibility. Oh, it did pick up. Increased guest limit. Okay, good. So if you're using Visual Studio Code or you're using Visual Studio 2019, there's a link. I just put it in the chat room so you can jump in and connect and watch me code. Navigate around the project if you'd like while we're working here. It's up to you. No pressure. You're welcome to click through and take a look-see. It's read-only, but hopefully it'll give you a little bit of insight if you want to suggest some code to me in the chat room. The Code Suggest plugin is not turned on right now. We're working on that. Top GitHub is public repository contribution. Bottom includes private repositories. Try not to judge people solely based on their public GitHub. Yeah, I can agree with that. So here's what I want to do. I want to have this show an image when you first connect into it, when you first start using it, that indicates that it could run unit tests, right? And I want to have almost 3 states to the button, and that's kind of weird. I want to have not running unit tests, running and past unit. I think not running unit tests, currently running unit tests, tests passed, and test failed. So I guess that's 4. Here comes Mr. Magoo. Look at that. Bing. So I have 4 states, so I think I need 4 different icons. I'm going to start to create. I thought it was a good idea that we had that images folder. So let's create an images folder. And right now, the default image is the counter here, right? We need to move that out. We do need default images that are different. What's the differences between tests passed versus test failed? So if all of the tests passed, that would be green, right? If we have unit tests in this project, right, we would have our test explorer running, and it would show us a green indicator here, a check to say, yes, everything passed. If any one of them failed, it'll give us a red X to indicate something failed. So what's the difference between not running and those? So I think we don't necessarily want, when the Stream Deck starts, for it to start running and watching unit tests. I think we want to actually give you the ability to say, start running them. So that tells me then there's 4 states to the button. And if we want to stop them from running, I think if we hold down the button, you should be able to stop it. But if you just touch it, maybe we go open the report. So I think there's 4 different actions there, and it's going to be interesting and fun to build. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. All right? What do you think? Does that make sense? So the nerd gives me the thumbs up. Anybody else have questions about where I'm trying to go with this? Because I think it's going to be crazy. Awesome, says Frank. And if Frank says it's awesome, it must be. He's Frank, and it's it, and that's that. No, maybe this one. There we go. Did we lose Ellie Face? Is she still out there? She is. Okay. Nobody say anything, but I'm going to... No, never mind. I'm not going to do it. Not going to do it. We're going to have fun. All right. Here we go. That's not... Never mind. Going longer than 2 hours? I don't know. Probably not too much longer. All right, let's do this. I'm gonna need some images. So let me ask you, chat room, for some help. While I should not have clicked on that live share link with my work account. Nothing to see here. Don't worry about it. That's okay. Chat room, can you find me some square images for these 4 states that we're looking for? Let me outline the 4 image states. I'm looking for not running, so just something to indicate, right, that it's the unit test button. Okay. And I'm thinking it needs a little bit of space at the bottom so I can put the name of the project that it's running. Okay. I need a square button for currently running. Maybe it has something that looks like 2 arrows so that it looks like it's running. I'm going to need a green button with a check. That's going to be our success. And then we're going to need a red button with a big X for failure. So what do you think, chat room? Do you think you might be able to find something for me? Some links? What I'm going to do, what I can do in the meantime, let me do just a couple things here real quick. I'm going to refresh the scoreboard so that we get our friends updated up there. I'm going to take this, which is already here, Stream Deck dashboard, right? If I do a dir, let's initialize this. Yep. And I'm going to need a... Can't I use the VSTS test result icons? I can. Ooh, a yellow button for success, but with warnings. That's a good idea, Stelzy. Okay, I can buy that. Success with warnings. Okay. The DevOps test results icons. Maybe. Where are we up to? Asks Rambling Geek. Oh my goodness. It is late. That's not bad. That's on Creative Commons. What is the license on that? You're required to credit to the icon's creator or purchase a royalty-free icon license. Okay, we'll give them credit. New plugin. That's what we're doing. So here, let me pull this over. I'll share this. So we need to give credit to the icon's creator, which is Creative Stall PK. Okay. Let's get this icon. I'm going to pull this off the screen so I can go get it. One last step. What's that supposed to be? The noun project. Okay. It doesn't like my information. That's so nice. Go back to the search. Get this icon. Create a free account, I guess. Flaticon.com has similar requirements for attribution. Okay. Give me 1 second. Yeah, I need to agree. Okay. Fully customizable basic download. I don't need to customize. Download only in black. We will end up customizing. We're going to use this. It's not a website. It's, I guess it's a publication. I guess. Here's how you use the embedded attribution only if the icon is larger than 100 pixels. It's not. Copy the attribution text below and include it in a bibliography or image caption. I'm going to copy it anyway. Just because I want to make sure that I get this correctly. All right, so that's saving. Let's do this. Where can I put this? I'm going to need to make it available and visible somewhere. Add it to a text file in the repo. Not bad at all. All right. Yeah, I'll just add a text file to the project. New item. Text. Yep. And right, this is attribution. Yeah. Attributions. Right. There we go. All right, so I have an images folder here. So I want to put that unit testing image in it. Right? Yeah, I can customize it. All right. How about this one for some... All right, so I've got a couple of them here. One for processing from Auth0 Bobby. So this one looks like... That's pretty good. That's pretty good. I would flip the colors around a little bit, but yeah, I think we're good there. Resources text. Oh, I like that name better. Let me rename that. Robert Tables. Thank you so much.
To do the right thing with attributions and licenses.
Yes,
good on you.
Indeed. Come on. There we go. Thanks so much. And then we have another one for past from Auth0 Bobby. Man, you just went through this website and did some searches, didn't you? Well, let me see what you found for... So that looks more like checklist. What do we got here? For failures. I could see doing that with a red in the background. Right? Stelzy has one here for test. Let's see what this is. What do we think? That's not bad. I like that one for past. Cast that to green. I like that one for past. I think Derek has the right one here. Yeah, they don't match. Is there an X that's similar? But I definitely like that in green. Yeah, I'm going to customize it. This is for a publication. So let me copy that. And I'll go back over here to this. I want a PNG, please. Thank you. I think that might be too much. You know what? I like this for there are tests to run, not for test passed. All right, and save that. This was, if there's, is there a red X? Maybe look through Font Awesome. What's this one that we have from Derek? A second one here. Now, what's this one supposed to be? Empty list of checkbox, but not checked, maybe. Okay. I can go with that one as well. If you can find that. Not that one. And yeah, I'd like an X. All right, let me grab some of these images and start bringing them into the fold, as it were. So I'm going to grab these two and stay here. Copy, paste. So this is check and then passed. I'm going to rename these, and we're going to make this. Make this unit test, and then let's make this test successful, and we'll color them up pretty good. Here are X's. Ooh, yeah, okay. Need to locate one that matches the style of the check. Hang on. Let's see what we got here. What's Stelzy have for us? So that, but in red. I'd like it a little bit thicker. It's not bad. Where is it? So there's the check. See how it's a little bit rounded? And these have some pretty rough edges. But I mean, gosh, it feels stupid to say, oh, I need that. Make it all people-centric. Ooh, Derek. Okay. Checklist failed. Okay, what's the next one we have here? So running. For tests are running. Okay. There's a whole set of icons in this style from Flat Icon. Let's see what we got. Ooh, where'd it go? Okay. That's not bad. Am I able to link as a non-sub? Yes, you are. It's Mike. If you found one that could work, I might get purged for the link. Not at all. Not at all, Mike. That's not how we work here. But let's see what you got for me. The third one here looks kind of similar to the past icon. Let's see what Mike has for us. The third one. This one, I like it. Good call, Mike. I like it. Points for Mike. Where do we go here? Absolutely. Points will get you nowhere. But you'll get my thanks. So let me grab this one for a publication. And this we will copy. We'll save that PNG. Thank you. I'm going to go back over here. Do that. So I'm not sure. Nice problem. Glad. Yeah, I think that is a good one. All right. So let me bring in. That was failed, and I will rename this to test failed, and we'll monkey with the colors here in just a minute. And I don't want to spend the whole time working on colors. Nah, we'll work on the colors later. So unit test is this one. Before it starts running, have that. And then we also had the, I don't want to use those. All right, let's use this for running. For a publication. Copy that, PNG. Yes, please. All right. Okay. Checked, passed, failed. So checked. I'm going to get rid of the unit testing one. I think that one might not. It might be a little bit much. Glad links are allowed here. Yeah. So what should be happening is the bot should be reviewing the links coming in and writing back whether they're suitable or not, whether they're NSFW. So it should be doing a little bit of moderating on its own, and it's not. We'll get there. We'll figure it out why it's not. So where's oh, I didn't copy running in yet. All right, let me grab running. Okay, and let's call that test running. All right, so I've got my PNGs. I thought there was one more. Oh, we wanted one for success with warnings. What about warnings? Exactly, Mike, using a little bit of machine learning. Exactly. Is there like a warning, like, oh my gosh, almost this one. I like it. Give me that PNG. Yes. And we'll come over here. Give credit for that. Good. All right. So I've got this. And let's just rename that to test warning. Cool. All right. Hope it isn't a duplicate. I think Gumshoe, I think I might have gone the same. Oh. Well, those look like, that looks like mail. Not, I could see using this one, but I like the triangle. Let me run with the ones that I have for right now, and if we decide that we have some better ones that come along, we'll bring those into the mix. Thank you everyone for suggesting these icons. Search on pass fail. Search on pass fail. Okay. So I'm going to change the manifest. So the manifest lists what these are. So image says action default image. I'm going to change this to images / unit test PNG. I think I don't have to specify the PNG. It just finds that it's a PNG. I think we're okay doing that. All right. So without doing anything, this should actually run and launch and add my unit test plugin to my Stream Deck and make it available to me. Let's get interesting. Let's see if this works. The logs of the bot should tell you that. Might be good to check off stream. Yeah, the Brave Cobra, that's exactly what I needed to do. The configuration file, app settings JSON, was not found and is not optional. It's not here, yeah. So we're missing our app settings JSON. Let me go grab it from the sample plugin. Add that into the mix. Give this another shot. No, we need to rebuild. Not just rebuild either. I need to include that file. So we need to mark this as content. Copy if newer. So it's going to write a log for me here into, let's not call it sample plugin. Let's call it dashboard. Right? Give this a shot. See how we do. I got a cooldown for mentioning Azure DevOps or something. Yeah. Exited with code 0. What? Are you... What? So that should have... It didn't restart. Let's take a look at this. That's fine. Build events. It doesn't have my post build to call the script. All right. Oh, yeah, when you ask a question, the bot goes and tries to figure out what it is that you want to ask. Don't worry, you're in fine shape there. I think our project file is missing the scripts to actually launch and run these. You know? So if I edit this, where'd it go? Yeah, it's missing the call for the scripts. Never mind, it's missing the scripts. Let me copy those in as well. So I'm seeing a bunch of things here that we do need to update. Not terrible. Paste. But they need to be done. So this is a good first pass to see, you know, does this work? Does this do what we need? Right? This is how we test things, as we go through and make sure in building and working with something of our own that it actually behaves properly. Have I been keeping notes? No. I've been recording a video. we could be logging them as issues. Yes, we could be. But we're not. We'll get back to that. All right, so here we go. Launch this, and it should kick this off appropriately and launch the... So close that. But you see it killed the Stream Deck here. Right? It's gone. If I relaunch it... What? Sure, go ahead. I did install... There was an update to the Stream Deck application. Pin to the taskbar. Launch. So that didn't relaunch properly, and I don't know why. There we go. Attached to... Woo! Attached to my Stream Deck dashboard project. There it is. Good. And we're in. All right. Now, if I scroll down over here... It's not here. And now I feel shame. Why isn't it there? Counter. Stopwatch from Bar Raider. Counter. Sample plugin. Where is it? Why didn't it launch? I mean, it certainly launched. It did something. Right? If I go app data, Elgato, Stream Deck, plugins. Ooh, it didn't name the folder properly. Ooh. Is the exe named properly? Well, there's that. I see a couple different things going on here. So let's pin this for a second. Let me look at the manifest. So the manifest, right, the exe that it's calling is Fritz Stream Deck Dashboard exe. So if I open this folder in Explorer, bin, debug, netcore app. Well, here's our first problem. It didn't build the exe. It doesn't have the runtime. Ha-ha! All right. Tick-tock, tick-tock. We're missing that feature. Not there. Not there. No, I need a new one. I want to go into sample plugin. And inside the CS Proj, there's a bit up here about the runtime identifiers. Jessitronica, thanks so much for the follow. I appreciate you joining us. Look forward to seeing you in the chat room. Always happy to chat with new folks that join us. Now everyone is feeling my own pain. Yeah, Robert Tables. Win 10 X64. No, we're actually going Win X64. We're dropping the 10 out of the mix. So this should run now and grab and launch the appropriate thing. Let's give that a shot and see what happens. Okay, restore completed. Build. Here's the exe. See, it's actually got the exe. It should stop. Attach to the dashboard. We're here now. Good. But what I'm worried about, it didn't name the folder correctly. All right. So that's why it's not... I mean, it's launching it, but it didn't... Right? It's not giving me a name to that properly here. So we're getting there. Runtime identifier WinX64. We're good. We're good. That is PowerShell land, which is out of your element. That's okay. UUID substring. So we should have, and the UUID comes out of manifest JSON. It's action 0 UUID. So if I go manifest JSON, UUID, it's right there. So why isn't it... Let's look at the output. Here we go. Ooh, bunch of errors. Get content manifest file. Object not found manifest JSON string. It's looking in Netcore app 2.2. This is a 2.1 project. That'll explain it. So check it out. The PowerShell is looking in 2.2. This is 2.1. I'm going to simplify, cheat, and just rename that to 2.1. One more time. So that should kill this and restart. Where's my build? Mr. Magoo left the session. All right, thanks so much for joining us. Yeah, big dough on that one. No, not there. Plugins. Nope, not here. Let me rebuild. Build, rebuild, so that I force that copy to happen. Okay, it wrote to 2.1. Woo, hang on, hang on. Slow your roll here, buddy. Cancel that one. Too many. All right, hang on. Yeah, do your thing. All right, let's look at the output window. So the output window is where in Visual Studio it'll report what's happened. We triggered these things behind the scenes. What did it do? Cannot find a process name. Verify the process name to call. That's fine that it didn't find it. Plugins, and it com C# Fritz plugin USD plugin. I think we're in the right place. How much longer do I plan to stream tonight? I don't know, maybe another 20 minutes, half hour, tops. So that looks like it deployed properly. Plugin USD plugin. Okay. YU. Whatever. I'm going to get rid of this extra bogus folder here. So now it restarted, and I should see .NET Core unit test. It doesn't have the right icon yet, but it's there. That's our first action. Okay. So now if I drag this over here, It can't find the icon. Okay, let's take a look. Well, it didn't copy over the images folder. Let's start there. All right. This is easy. We can do this. I'm going to put a properties on this, and we're going to make this content, copy if newer. Oh, not this. We ran into this the other day. Yeah. I didn't mean to double click on that. All right. It won't let me double set that. Cool. Build. Rebuild. Now it should copy everything over. Almost 2 a.m. Oh, baby. Why did adding a simple unit test cost you 6 hours to do? Well, things happen. Okay, there it is. I'm at my debugger. I've got an extra debugger attached there. That's weird. All right. So now if I go back over to here, still doesn't have that. So it didn't copy over my images folder. Netcore app Win64. Okay, and it didn't copy the images folder into here either. Interesting. Images. I thought we updated those. Build action. Content. Right? Didn't I do this, chat room? Content. All right. Content. Okay. Save all that. It flipped it back. Did you see that? It flipped it back. It reset all of these. You turkey. You dog, you. Content. Copy if newer. Save. Visual Studio is just trolling me, it seems. No, this is trolling me. It's more like trolloloing me. No. So why would it do that? Too many secrets. What version of Visual Studio? This is what is this? Visual Studio 2019 Preview 2. Hunter's laughing at me? Scott Hunter or your Hunter? I think it's your Hunter, not my Hunter. Different Hunter. Hunt all the hunters. The live shared extension in Visual Studio Code won't work. Oh, let me turn off live share. Maybe live share is doing that. Pardon me, I'm going to punt everybody. Sorry. Content, copy if newer. Save. Nope. It's hard to please everybody. Yes, it is. Round up all of the... No, we're not going to do that. Can you look at what Visual Studio is trying to write into CS Proj when you're changing the output type? I'll go you one better. We've already got it there for those other image files. I said edit. Let's close the solution and reopen it. It's really trolling me now. It is. It's very trolly. Okay. So now if I... All right, I've got properties, build action, content, copy if newer. These pluses weren't here. Where did it go? There it is. You see it here on 43 through 45. Save. That worked. Okay. So I think we found an issue, friends. Team, I think we found an issue. So I think, right, this needs a little bit of help. This properties dialog for the files isn't quite behaving properly. And this is why there's preview versions. So we can test and learn and see where the issues might be that we need to fix. So now if I save, these are all green. That looks good. Rebuild. Let me look at my plugins folder. Restore completed. Yeah. Do it. Copy the things out. Okay, rebuild all succeeded. There it is. Images. Yeah. The Stream Deck app restarted. Attach. I don't know why I've got two of those popping up. Feels bad, man. All right. Now if I go here, still doesn't see my image. So Manifest is looking for images unit tests. It doesn't like the PNG on the end. David 3210, David C 3210. Thanks for joining us. Yeah, that's not going to like it either. I think if it's not Visual Studio per se that lets you edit the CS Proj, but it's a feature of the new SDK version that Visual Studio has, that .NET Core has. .NET Framework still won't quite let you do that until it gets all ported over to the new CS Proj format, the way that MS Build uses it. But I can't disagree with you. It is pretty cool that you can edit and continue with the files on the fly like that. So here we go. Rebuild this. Restarting the thing. I'm not going to let the debugger attach. Piss off, debugger. Let's remove that. Scroll down here. Drag that on. No, still doesn't. It doesn't like those images in a child folder. Let's do the unheard of thing. Let's go to the documentation. I know. Go to the documentation. Are you kidding? Yes, we're going to the documentation. All right already? So image. We want to see about the image. Image. Icon. A relative path to a PNG image without the PNG extension. Okay. Right, so actions, states. Okay. And icon is action icon, right? So maybe we put... Okay, so this is relative path. So images is there. Maybe we put this up here. Wait a sec. Defaults do seem to be in the route. Why am I modifying this over here and restarting and spending all that back and forth time? That's weird. Let's kill... Ooh, look at all the stream decks. Close that. Let's go right into the folder. Right, and this should go away in a second. I can modify the manifest right here. Why bounce back and forth and do all that nonsense? Just open that and here it is. So let's get rid of this, that, put this up here. Yeah. Okay. Save that, restart the Stream Deck, and let's see what pops up. Come on. No, still doesn't see it. But the custom, right, this, I'm not sure what custom. Need to figure that out. Author, I should change this to Fritz and Fritz. Okay. What else? What else could it be? Images unit test. Right, that's in this folder, right? Images. Okay. When in doubt, don't be dumb. They're there. Why didn't it copy them? So I put that in there. Take this, remove it. Oh, look, now it's showing the image here. It's not easy to see, but it's there. Yeah! Yeah! Ooh, it's got the little copyright doodad on the bottom. So when it does the copy in the PowerShell, it needs to copy the images as well. 13 March. Thank you for the follow. It was a code 8. Code 8? What's code 8? So recurse, copy item, destination directory. So they were there, but it didn't copy it. Yes, cheering for those icons. Absolutely. Thank you, Carrie. I appreciate that. And we'll make a donation to Black Girls Code, where we're making donations for all of our cheers and subs. 8 inches in front of the screen. Yeah. No recursive copying. It's not, even though it says right there, recurse. That's weird. I've got the files over there. I'm going to move on. We'll figure out the appropriate images and things later. But, and since it's black, I can't see it here. Like, I can see there's a button, but there's nothing there because it's black image. So we're going to need to change. I already know I need to change the image a little bit. Not terrible. I can work with that. So here's what I'm going to do as we approach 8 o'clock. I'm going to create another repository. And I'm going to put this in. I've got a lot of repositories here. And let's call this, what did I call this? Stream Deck Dashboard. Okay. A collection of Stream Deck actions in a single plugin for use for developers. Yeah. Public, give me a readme. Put a git ignore on this thing that looks like Visual Studio. Give me an MIT license. Create it. It's an emo plugin. Black on black is kind of hard to see. Completely agree. But which part of the JSON was the right part? Icon or the inside of states? The both of them work. That works. So I have the same icon in both places, but we're going to need to change it because the icon, right, is black outline. We're going to want to, well, we want to drop out the attribution down here. And we're going to want to change this to white. So I think we're almost there as far as that being something that'll work for us. I'm going to, since this compiles now and works, I still don't have that deploy working properly in the PowerShell script. But I am going to add that remote. Let's pull that down. It's going to prompt me, oh, I don't have a thing. I don't know where to pull it from. Whoa. Blah, blah, blah. Git pull origin master. Yes. Okay. Git status, git add, all the chalupas, git commit, first commit. Where'd it go? Sign it, please. Good. Git push. Good. All right. Which part of the J's? Oh, got that. Fantastic. Thank you, Carrie. So now there's my code. All right. So we've got a couple challenges that we need to address here. It doesn't copy for the development properly. It doesn't recurse down into these. The images need to be flipped over from black to white or to their appropriate colors. So let me create an issue for that. Images don't copy on deploy. That's a bug. Sure, somebody can take a look at that. Thank you. We need, images need to be colored properly for the device. We need images with black only colors are not visible on Stream Deck. All right. And I'm going to label that as an no, it's a bug. It's not an enhancement. Sure, somebody can take a shot at that if they'd like. What else do we have here? Those are the first few issues. The next pieces that we're going to need to look at are going to be, for building this plugin, are going to be around when you hold down the button and when you release the button. So we have on key up. No, not that one. We need on key down. So we're going to need to remember the state of the button. So let's create a button state. Unit test button state. No tests running. Tests running. Right, we had 4 or 5 tests. Tests passed. Test pass with warnings. Yeah. And then tests failed. We have those statuses. All right. What else we got here? Post-build scripts were not created with the new project template. Correct. They need to be added into the project. Well, actually, the project template didn't install for me properly, so we got to cross that one too. Okay, so I have those. I need to save that state. So I'm going to want to have a unit test button state property called state. Get set. We're going to want to save the state of those settings as we navigate away. Right, so on will disappear. We need to save that state. So the state, let's do this. Current state. It's not, yes. So we're going to want a new object. State equals state. And let's convert that to an int. So we save that, right? And let's make this dot state. Just to be explicit, you know? You have a weird mix of tenses in that enum, pass and past. Tests passed with warnings. Thank you. We also need to add unit tests for the unit tests plugin. Snap, Stelzy, you're right. You're right. So here's the current state. Before it will disappear, we want to save those settings. So we're going to say connection manager, because that's right. We should have reference to the connection manager here. Manager. Set settings. The context is that context. And then the value that we're saving is current state. All right. Now that's a async. So we put an async here. Putting a wait on this chalupa. And then we can get rid of that. Who tests the testers? Turtles all the way down. Yes. All right. If only at set settings worked. Well, I know. The last one we're going to need to do is on will appear. We want to make that. No, we don't need to make that. So now we can say this dot state equals args. It's like payload, isn't it? Yeah. State. How did it know that? Payload. What? Who? No, it's in settings. Settings dot and then state. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So that's the bare minimum stuff. And then we're going to need to behave differently based on the on key up and key down settings, right? So on key down, I would have sensed that you're holding the button down for, let's say, 2 seconds, right? So, and I only want to detect that if the state is, let me close some of these. Let's bring this down so I can see the state. So this is the little innovative part here. Okay, so I want to, if you press the button while tests are running, while it's not no test running, we want to set a, we want to start a timer and check when the key up happens. So let's configure a private stopwatch here. Button hold timer. Let's bring that in. That's going to be on system diagnostics. Is that what we want? I think we do. Interesting. Okay. All right. So on key down, we're going to want to say, if state does not equal no test running, we're going to want to say button hold timer equals stopwatch start new. So that'll start it, and we're ticking at that point. Okay. And I think we want to do all of our actions really on the on key up. Return task, completed task. Do the same thing. Oh, I can just move this. There we go. All right. So then on key up, if the current state is not that, we want to inspect and say, well, how long have you been holding the button? And the button hold timer dot elapsed total seconds is greater than 2. Then we want to stop tests, and that'll do something. Let's say return stop tests. So this returns a task, and that's fine. Await stop tests, and that should do. Okay. And then we'll figure out the other steps and do appropriate things for those things, right? Let me move this. I'm going to put this in its own area way down at the bottom. Yeah. Okay. So I think that's all I really want to do for right now, because, right, when you release, if no tests are running if tests were running or had finished running, you hold it for 2 seconds and you release, we want to stop the tests. That makes sense. I need 2 enums, one for execution state and one for results state. Tell me more, Auth0 Bobby. Tell me more. Yes, callbacks are going to be at this and continuations. I think we're... For right now, I think this is a simple place to start on key up. So we'll do that, and then I would return. Down here, to do So if you hold the, figure out what to do in each of the other states. Note, if tests have completed, perhaps open a report of those tests. Now, there's also going to be right, I also want to say else if state equals if it does equal no tests running, oh wait, start tests. Right, and then that should actually kick off and start running tests somewhere else. Right, I want to do that on another thread and then monitor it and report that back. You're trying to track the execution of the tests and the results with a single enum. Split them into 2 to make it easier. So here's my concern. This is the state of the button displayed, so I think we need this one. The test state is really the test running state is one of all 5 of these, right? Because when tests are not running, right, that's no tests are running, that's the icon that I'm showing, right? When tests are running, they're doing their thing in the background, I've got a different icon I'm going to show. I think I'm okay with this. Here's what I'm going to do. I think I want to wrap up for now. So I'm going to commit this change. Added some statuses and initial, I'll just say pseudocode. Just to get the ball rolling here. There we go. And I think no test running will only show the first time and ever after be one of the test result states. No. You can, I'm thinking, okay, that's a good question. So after the tests run, right after you touch the button to start the tests running, it's going to be in one of these 4 states. However, you can tell it, stop running those tests, right, with this. Oh, I moved a thing. Right? Hold down the button. If it's one of those 4 other states, start the stopwatch. And if you've held down the button for more than 2 seconds and you release, stop the tests. That, when it stops the tests, should flip the state into no tests running. I smell a cancellation token. Yeah. Yeah, I think you're right. There's going to be a cancellation token coming too. So I think we're in a good place to stop for right now to continue this discussion. And I think we've discovered some things that we need to address in our template in order to make it more properly create and construct a project that we can do, that we can say file new project and have it F5 and start running immediately. So I think that's where we're going to leave off for tonight. Now, Thursday I won't be writing code. Thursday, we're going to have our guest John Montgomery with us. I can't stop the music from the Stream Deck. Let me flip over. Oh my gosh. Zabra, thank you for the follow. And Bronzebeard, thank you for the follow as well. Let me kick off the Mario music. No problem for the bonus stream. So Thursday we're going to be joined by John Montgomery. He's the general manager in charge of .NET Visual Studio, and I believe he also has... No, .NET Visual Studio and Xamarin, I believe, are all under his... they're all under his charge. But he's specifically been talking about and working with the concept of this new interview framework. And I want you to come in and listen to how we at Microsoft are interviewing developers, interviewing folks to be prospective project managers. Head out to Twitch TV, C#Fritz/events. Grab a big remind me here so that you know when he's joining us on Thursday. He'll also talk to us about growing our software career. What do you need to do in order to step up? What does he look for in his staff before deciding to promote? There's some good things there that I think a lot of us who are younger in our careers, just starting out, could learn a lot from this. And then I think the last thing that we can get him to talk about is a little bit of the new features coming in Visual Studio that'll be announced here. It's named Visual Studio 2019. It's probably going to be released in 2019, but we'll ask him a couple questions about that. This is your chance to AMA, to ask anything, and let's learn a little bit about what that interview process looks like, what it's like to grow a career at the biggest software company in the world. Very cool stuff. Let me see, who is available out there that we can raid? Let's see. Hey, there's this guy, C#. Oh, wait, that's me. Let's see who else is out here. You know what? Would it be fun? Would it be fun if we rated somebody who's playing a game? Would you mind that? I think Robert Tables knows who I might go and see if they're actively out there right now. See if they're online. They're not. Oh my gosh. Oh, what? I'm looking for... Who's out here? Stop. No. Who else? Who do we know is out here that we could raid that would be a lot of fun? No. Let me see. Yeah. LA Face isn't here. It was movie night, but I was expecting to be coming back on. This isn't my usual crew of folks that are streaming right now. And they're playing some different things. You know what? Gosh. Let me go back and look at who's on Science and Technology. There's this guy, Fritz. I don't know who that is. Looking. Bueller. Gosh. I don't want to just end here. And Mario stopped. That's how long we've been going. Look at this. Program. I don't know Program. Who's Program? Who do we got here? And Gooseman isn't on. Oh, yeah. Zelda game in first person with Unity. Ooh, that sounds cool. All right. Incoming raid. All right, we're going to send over to Program. So Program's working on some stuff with Unity. That's not what I wanted. No, I want a raid. Here it comes. Sit right back. We learned a lot about what we've been building with our plugin and what we can do to make this work. Everything's available out there on GitHub. You saw where that is. This video will be available later on today on YouTube, on the YouTube channel. Today's morning video is already available. So, sit right back, say hello to Program, take your .NET bots and get ready to say hello. I'll talk to you next time. That'll be Thursday with our guest, John Montgomery, and we're going to have a really good time talking to him about all kinds of stuff to grow our careers. I'll talk to you then. Take care, everybody. See ya.